Okay, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, September the 10th. My name is Judge Esparza. We have some writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. The defendants aren't present in the courtroom. They have been sworn. Mr. Rivas, you're here from the DA's office?
Yes, Your Honor. This is Jaime Javier Rivas for the state.
Okay. The first case we're going to call is 4118-24-E, State of Texas versus Billy Salazar. Speak English, Mr. Salazar? Okay. Sally Cottet, this is your motion.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Salazar is charged with 3 felonies, each with a $40,000 bond. I have been in contact with his mother and his girlfriend, and they both advised me that they don't have any money to pay for the bond. So he's also being held on MTRs, Your Honor, out of the 370s. There's 3 of them that we have not received on.
They actually have a no bond setting on the 3 motions to revoke.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
What says the state?
The state is not in agreement to the reduction, Your Honor, in lieu of the 3 3 felonies that have occurred while on probation.
Mr. Salazar, you're currently on probation out of the 370th District Court, correct?
Yes, sir.
On 3 separate felonies?
Yes, sir.
And those 3 cases having no bond for them.
That's for, yes, probation, but I know they're gonna try to lift it up because trying to get reinstated with my probation officer.
But at this time, it hasn't been done.
Yes, sir.
So even if you were to make bond on these cases, you wouldn't get out because those cases are holding you.
Yes, sir.
I didn't see a court date on there on those 3 cases. But what you can do if the 370th is inclined to reinstate him, Sally, the judge there can also issue a bond or lower the bond on these amounts. At this point, I'm going to leave these the same, only because you've got no bond settings on the other ones. That judge is inclined to give you a bond and reinstate you. He can do so on these cases also.
Yes, sir.
So at this time, I'm going to leave bonds as they are on these cases. Sally.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. I never see, sir. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, you have a good afternoon. Thank you.
You too. Thank you, Sally. You, Sammy. We're going to call C 4054-24-C, State of Texas versus Alberto Vargas.
Yes, sir.
Speaking is correct, Mr. Vargas?
Yes, sir.
Vargas is present. Sammy, this
Good
is your
afternoon,
motion.
Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Mr.
Your Honor, someone raised for the defendant, Judge. This is our motion to reduce his bond. It's at $20,000 cash to surety. This is a nonviolent drug crime, Judge. He does have some other offenses, mostly drug offenses, Judge. We're trying to get him out. Hopefully we can get him some type of treatment, Judge, but this is nonviolent, Your Honor. We're asking the court to consider $1,500 cash to surety or something low, Your Honor. He is a U.S. citizen, Judge.
What says the state?
The state, I'm trying to find that case right now. I don't know. The defendant's name.
It's
Alberto Vargas.
Alberto Vargas, C 4054-24C. Mr. Vargas, are you on probation right now, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
We got a motion to revoke also, Sammy, out of the 398.
Okay, Judge.
This was filed back on August 23rd because he picked up a DWI, he bonded out, and then 3 or 4 days later, he picked up this possession charge. So there's a motion to revoke already pending on these cases. I know
Understood, Judge.
From what I saw on this, it's just vape pens. Normally I'm inclined to reduce it, but because he's got the motion to revoke, He's not gonna bond out anyway. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told the other individual. You're gonna have a hearing back with Judge Vasquez on your motion to revoke. At that time, if they're inclined to reinstate you, your attorney can ask that judge to bond on that case as well as this case. But even if you make bond on this one, you're not gonna get out because of the motion to revoke. You understand that?
Yes, sir. And when am I gonna have that, that beginning of court date?
Yeah, I didn't see one on there. Your attorney can check with the court and get one set up for you.
We'll check on that,
Attorney?
Judge, and we'll request that from Judge Vasquez, Your Honor. We appreciate your time.
You need the cause number, Sammy?
Yes, please, Judge, if you have it.
Sure, it's CR 1546-21-I.
Thank you, Judge. I've got that and I'll
Alright.
make a note of it, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right, good luck to you. Good
Have a
luck to
nice
you,
day,
sir.
Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
You too. Let's see. Mr. Esquivel's got a case on you. He said he was gonna be a few minutes late. Executive Sanchez, let me have my staff give him a call, real quickly. Carlos Ortegon is another one. Can you contact these two attorneys? Victor, let me see, C 3957-24-F, State of Texas versus Victor Bernal. Speak English, Mr. Bernal? Español? Okay. Toma asiento. Let him make the call. Toma asiento, ahorita hablamos tu caso. Pedro Garcia, you speak English? We call C 4114-24-E, State of Texas versus Pedro Garcia. Go ahead and stand up, Mr. Garcia. Have you had contact, Mr. Rivas with Sergio Sanchez on this case? Or do you have a recommendation?
I have a recommendation to agree to a reduction of one half of the amount, Your Honor.
What's it currently set at?
I believe it's currently set at bond in for 5,000 is what it's currently set at for the control substance.
You agree to 2,500?
Yes, Your Honor, to half of the last bond given.
Mr.
Second that you.
Yeah. Mr. Garcia, how old are you, sir? Job, sir? You have a job?
Not right now, I don't.
You married?
No, Your Honor.
Judge, he's logging on.
Okay, what city do you live in?
What?
Who do you live with?
At the moment, my parents,
Where at? What's the address?
1303 Gator Street, Fort Texas, 7577.
You don't have a job? You don't have a job?
Not at the moment, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because, I was getting a visa, so I lost my job. I was under tropical.
When was the last time you worked?
2 years ago.
You haven't worked?
next week. And
So I'm gonna order monthly UAs through probation. If you make bond and get out, they're gonna call you in to go get drug tested. When the day they tell you to show up, you need to show up, not 3 days later or whenever you want. If you don't show up when they tell you, that's gonna be a positive, you're gonna end up back in jail. If you show up and you're positive for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna end up back in jail, you understand? And that's until this case is resolved or some other judge tells you otherwise, is that clear? Bond will be reduced $1,500 cash surety. Bonds will normally charge you anywhere from 10 to 15%. So you're talking about $200 to get out of jail. If you get out, you need to stay in contact with your attorney. You understand?
who's my attorney, Your Honor?
Sergio Sanchez should be logging on in a little bit on another one of these cases. Go ahead and have a seat.
The attorney for this one.
Luella, are you ready? Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna
Yes,
call
sir.
C 3957-24-F, State of Texas versus Victor Bernal. He's present in the courtroom. He is Spanish speaking. Just go slowly so that we can do the translation. He does have an ICE hold. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Yes, I just became aware of that, Judge. He has a bond of 20,000 and 5,000. If he were to be able to make bond, Judge, the bond companies require 100%. So we'd ask for any consideration the court deems appropriate. The case arose out of a self-defense issue. I know that the state
Judge.
probably is not in agreement with that. But nonetheless, we're asking the court to consider.
Hang on, Durant. I
Yes,
didn't
sir.
realize he hadn't stood up. All right, you may proceed, continue.
So we'd ask the court to consider to reducing it to a reasonable amount, with the fact that he does not have permission to be here, he'd have to pay 100% of the bond, Judge. Right now, it's at 20,000 and 5,000. We'd leave it at the court's discretion, Judge.
Actually, on the misdemeanor assault, the complaint has already been filed. CR 24-09495D. So you'd have to take that up with court 4, it looks like.
No problem, Judge.
What says the state?
The state is in an agreement to the bond reduction in lieu of the ICE hold, Your Honor.
I read the complaint on this one. Mr. Estevan, the victim, or the alleged victim, ended up in the hospital being struck by a hammer. And
Yes, sir.
Required 30 to 40 stitches. I know your client doesn't have any priors, but based on the severity of the allegations, the fact that he has an ICE hold, I'm gonna leave the bond as is at $20,000 cash surety.
Understand, Judge.
Thank you for your time, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. You too, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Sergio, are you there? There you are.
I'm here,
Sergio,
Judge.
We called earlier C 4114-24-E, State of Texas versus Pedro Garcia. Where's Pedro? Just go ahead and stand up. Sergio, we agreed to reduce his bond to $2,500 cash surety.
Thank you for that, Your Honor. And Judge, really all I was gonna do to point out to the court is that I've been court appointed. And so that's how he hasn't been able to come up with the funds. And I would just offer that as my only proffer. Thank you for that, Judge.
Okay, the next case you have is C 4115-24-A, State of Texas versus Antonia Flores. ¿Es Antonia? ¿No habla inglés?
No, español.
If she is Spanish speaking, just go slowly so that they can do the translation.
Your Honor, I'm appointed counsel for Ms. Flores. And she is unable to make the bond, which is currently set at 35,000. And we're respectfully asking for a reduction. I think it's a tampering.
You cut out, you turned off your mic.
Judge, I'm here. I'm sorry for the background noise, Your Honor. We're respectfully at the mercy of the court. It's a tampering with physical evidence and a DWI, Judge. I think it's a total bond of 35,000. We're at the mercy of the court. I'm not aware of immigration status. I'll defer to the state to respectfully update the court on that. I don't get that information on my sheet.
If I may, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. There is an ICE hold, and with the ICE hold, of course, the state can't be in an agreement to a reduction, Your Honor.
I didn't see an ICE hold earlier, but I just checked right now. There is an ICE hold. Sergio, the complaint on the DWI has been filed. It's CR 24-09995D as in David, Court 4. So you'll have to take that up with them. On the tampering charge, I'll go ahead and reduce the bond. $3,000 cash surety.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you for that, Judge, and I'll contact Court 4. Hopefully, we're in the area of time served for this young lady.
She's been in there 10 days. Okay, I think that's all you have, right?
Thanks for recalling him, Judge.
No problem. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care, Mr. Rivas. Thank you.
See you.
Next case we have is C 4117-24-J, State of Texas versus Aurora Limon. You speak English, Mr. Limon? Do, okay. Your attorney is Carlos Ortegon. Did you get a hold of him?
They said they were going to try to contact him, but
Okay. Your attorney is not logged on at this time. Mr. Rivas, do you have a recommendation on this one?
I do not have a recommendation provided to me, Your Honor. However, I was looking at the file on Odyssey and they are just misdemeanors. With that, I would defer to the court, Your Honor. I don't see any holes either on my end.
Yeah, I didn't either. I believe the driving while intoxicated, the complaint has already been filed, so it's just the unlawfully carrying of a weapon charge and the possession controlled substance charge that are before the court. Mr. Lemoyne, how old are you, sir?
31, sir.
You a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you born?
Right now, sir, I became a U.S. citizen with my father,
Okay. What city do you live in?
Longview, Texas.
Longview?
Yes, sir.
You have a house or your apartment?
House
Who do you live with?
with my wife and 3 kids.
You have a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where do you work?
In the fields, picking cotton and all that stuff.
How long have you lived in Hidalgo County?
Almost all my life since I was 8 years old.
Okay. There's no immigration hold on you. Yes. Okay. The DWI charge, since the complaint has already been filed, your attorney's gonna have to take that up with that judge. I can't change that bond. But you have a charge, unlawful carrying of a weapon. Bond is currently set at $3,000. Bond will be reduced to $1,500 cash surety. And bond on the possession of controlled substance, which is currently set at $15,000. Bond will be set at also $1,500 cash surety. Also gonna order monthly UA, sir. You're gonna get drug tested. No drugs, no alcohol while you're out on bond, you understand? You come back dirty, you're gonna come back to jail. Or if you don't show up when they tell you to go get tested, you're gonna show up back in jail. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know who your attorney is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortegon? Have you had contact with him?
Both of them, my family is in contact with them.
Okay, all right. We'll advise him, he may be tied up in another court. We'll advise him that your bond was reduced. And he can contact your family and notify them.
Yes, Your Honor.
Like I said, you either have to post the bond on that DWI charge or pay, see if he can get it reduced, but I can't change that one. It's set at $5,000. So your bonds will be a total of $8,000 at this point. All right? All right, good luck to you. Believe that's everybody, right, Mr. Rivas?
I believe so, Judge.
All right, thank you for your help.
You're welcome. You have a great day, Your Honor. Thank you.